Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is the 1st of December. Can you believe it? We are almost done with this crazy year that we have had. And it is also a Tuesday, so we're still pretty early in the week. We are starting a new deck today. It is the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, which is, it apparently it is written by Minerva Siegel and illustrated by Abigail Larson. I'm interested to see what sorts of interesting artwork we have in this deck. I've already taken a bit of a sneak peek at it and know that the lesser arcana are going to be a little bit different than our typical. These cards were borrowed to me for the month by my dear friend Taylor, who is also learning tarot and kind of getting used to it. So hopefully, Taylor, you will get some interesting new insights towards some of these cards and how to interpret some of the more obscure images that is in them. But either way, let's see what card we have to start December and the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. All right, I swear I shuffled these. I swear. But this is really funny, and I think it's a great card to start out with. It is the Fool. And yes, it is Jack Skellington and his little dog Zero. And as far as trying to interpret this card, I think it's probably the easiest one. We know the character of Jack Skellington was kind of ready to dive right into a new adventure. He had no idea what was going to happen when he opened that door with the Christmas tree on it. By the way, giant spoilers throughout this whole month about the movie Nightmare Before Christmas. If you haven't seen it, what have you been doing with your life? Anyway, we know that in the film, Jack and Zero kind of tumble into the new and crazy world of Christmas Town. I guess Zero doesn't end up there. Anyway, Jack ends up in Christmas Town, and so that is a new adventure for him, and that's exactly what the Fool represents: is new adventures, new ideas, and uncertainty towards those, but a willingness to kind of dive right in and experience something new and exciting. I think this is a great card to start out a holiday month with too, because there's going to be a lot of weird stuff and different things that we're going to do for the holidays this year. It's not a typical holiday season, but I hope that in some ways you find means to make it even more interesting and more fun, and maybe make some new and exciting memories that you wouldn't normally make. Also, I did flip this card and it did come up upright, but just kind of to show that I think this really fits well with the idea of the Fool. Obviously, Jack's naivete and exuberance and lack of understanding what was going on with Christmas Town and how it related to Halloween Town, he did cause a lot of problems and did get himself and his friends into a lot of trouble. So, when you look at the Fool card, also see that when it's inverted, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. So if the Fool card comes up inverted, it is that energy of, hey, maybe look before you leap, kind of make a pros and cons of things before you dive into a new adventure. What I really love about this card is that Zero easily represents the little dog that is usually at the Fool's heels, trying to tell him, hey, hold on, wait, and kind of tugging at his pant cuffs and saying, don't go, this is not okay. I love that because really Jack represents the Fool in all of the ways that you can possibly interpret him. He is exciting. He is willing for adventure. He is the hero of the story as well. But it's the problems that he causes by being kind of nonchalant about everything and diving into a situation that he really wasn't supposed to dive into, but he did learn a lot. And that's the Fool card. The Fool is about learning and adapting to the unexpected and being able to kind of pivot with things, even though it might not always work out to the best. you still get this great experience. So I would say that if I were to pick this card inverted, what it's really saying is don't be like Jack and dive in and cause a bunch of problems without listening to people around you, especially your little dog who's trying to save you. Cute little dog. And on the flip side, if you are nervous about things and unsure about kind of the changing world or new experiences, have a little bit of that abandon that Jack represents, in that you can kind of try something new, try something different. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. Bounce back, lean on your friends, they will be there for you, and find a new way of experiencing life. I love this card. And if you are a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, which I am a fan, and I will say this is not a deck I would probably get. I may be convinced by the end of the month, but it's not one that I think I would have in my collection. But I do love the movie, and I do love the ideas that are represented in it. And I think this is a really great interpretation of the Fool. What other fool is there but Jack Skellington, in my opinion? But anyway, uh, I do think that it's a really fun card, and I think it's a great representation of the Fool. And like I said, if you're a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, it's super easy for you to see what the Fool represents. So if you're new at tarot, but a age-old fan of this film, this is probably a really great deck so far for you to understand why these characters can represent the characters of the tarot. Of course, this is just the first card, so I have no idea if they're all going to be this great, but we'll find out. So I will like to say that since it is December and everybody's in kind of a giving mood, if you mention to me that you would like a tarot reading and you leave a comment below saying, your interpretation of the Fool or an occasion where the Fool card really like stuck out to you, I will give you a reading for half price. So if you want a reading in the month of December, or at least book in the month of December, because there's not so many days in the month as it were. So if you book in the month of December, I'll give you half off. And if you will go on this adventure with me throughout the month, maybe there will be other gifts and prizes and things like that throughout the month. Otherwise, I think this is a great deck. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully Disney doesn't like shut me down for showing off their cards, because I am one to like totally back down from the great and mighty mouse. So otherwise, I hope all of you stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a wonderful holiday season for all that it represents for everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye.